I'm Devanshi, today's host for Everyday Genius with Meenal, and we have my very beautiful mother, Meenal Dalal, as our mentor. And for a change, I'm going to switch from the daughter mode to the mentee mode. And the topic for today is to understand how deep inquiry works and where does that come from. And very much related to that, I had a peer learning session just 2 days back, and we were discussing about positive psychology and the new research that is coming up. But we feel like it's just reused, there's nothing new coming up.
Okay.
So, what we feel is there is no inquiry happening of the roots, it's just something that had been researched and now they're just putting in new words.
Different words. Okay.
So, how does that work for you?
Okay. So basically, you want to know about deep inquiry. Okay. Do you believe in deep inquiry?
Yes.
That's my first question. Why?
Because I want to get to the root of something. Because I need to understand where something is coming from.
Right. So if you want to address something, to transform it, to fully evolve it, then you need to address it from the root. You just can't address from the superficial level and get the solution which are sustainable, which can be worked upon, which can be just a foundation. So only when you search depth, when you look for depth, when you go inside of something, you reach to the core, and here you find the entire, what you say, is a sphere, everything that is associated from the very root. So maybe it makes the whole circle, and if you reach to the root, which is a lifelong process, maybe it takes lives, but still, if you are in search of roots, if you are into the deep inquiry mode, then you can come up with the solutions which can even transcend the time and state constraints. This is how this is the thing from where my current state has evolved. So I came across a spiritual scripture which was, say, some 3,000-4,000 years old, and it was talking about the solutions of life. Now I was so awestruck. I wondered, something which was 3,000-4,000 years old, the lifestyle was totally different, the people were different. How the solution which is noted in that book is still so relevant? It's more relevant than any of the work which has been done currently. So how somebody could reach to that roots, from where it doesn't matter where you live, when you live, when you are present, it applies just the same. So this is the power of deep inquiry.
And it happens with behavior also, because a lot of times what happens, we hear grandparents, we discuss with other people. So when we are having a conversation, there will be times when I might not understand, okay, why are you behaving this way, or you are saying something and I might not be able to relate with it at that point. But when I grow old, I'm like, acha, okay, this is why you said something to me, and it still makes sense. So something that, say, my grandmother said something to me 10 years back, because they've lived for 80 years and it still is so relevant to me now, that when I grow older, I'm able to understand, okay, this is why they were saying something back to me when I was younger. So that does happen even with certain behaviors also.
Yeah. So you pointed two things. First thing is that we believe, or we perceive, or we make a notion of something just from the appearance, just from the behavior, and we do not try to dig deep to understand where this behavior came from. Because nobody wants to be something which showcases them as small, as bad, as not good enough. Everyone wants to, each of us, we want to show that okay, we are good enough, we are capable enough. But what happens is our behavior speak in other way. So we have to understand where this behavior came from. We should not just judge by the behavior. So this is the first point, that why we should dig deep. And second point which you made was that your grandparents who lived for 80 years, so maybe era 20-30 years, like if they passed away in just last 10 years, then we are talking about some 80-90 years. Now people that time were more connected with nature, so they used to get those answers, their wisdom, the insights, everything from the nature, because they were closely connected. Now in today's age, we are looking for connections through technology.
Social media.
Social media. I didn't want to say that, but you said that. So this is our source. And because we feel that we have all the answers, we have all the information, we do not want to connect and know.
So, but then how does one, say if I want to go into the route of deep inquiry, how would I, with all the resources that I have today, how can I as an individual go towards that route?
Okay, most important thing is that you want to go into deep inquiry. Most people, they deny. Why? Because when you go into deep inquiry, it shakes your comfort, right? It brings insecurities. It lets you enter into unknown, uncertainties. And that is the reason why most people, they do not want to engage into deep inquiries, because they do not want to break the wall which they feel it is keeping them safe. So firstly, most people, they do not want to into deep inquiries. Now second question which you asked is, how do I go into deep inquiry with the resources available to me? So first and foremost, as I said, you have to understand that you want to enter into deep inquiry. That's the first thing. Now suppose you are sitting at the beach near the ocean, right? And you want to go and see the coral reef, which is, where is it? At the bed of the ocean, right? Now sitting at the ocean, now can you just tell me the process? How will you be able to go deep dive and look into the coral reef? What will you do?
So if I'm sitting on the sand, then I like get up, go towards the shore, get into the water, then I like go.
Yeah, but how will you go into the water? You are not a diver. So first thing you will do
to know
is,
how to dive.
Yeah, first you will learn how to dive. But at least you will know that just sitting at the shore, I will not be able to reach the coral reef on my own. I can see it in the movies, in the films, but
not
if
in
I
real
want
life.
to, yeah, if I want to experience, so here one more point: seeing and experiencing, sensing and experiencing. Whatever you do through your senses is what is on superficial level, but what you experience beyond your senses is what is the depth. It is the deep inquiry. So you don't want to see, you want to experience on your own. So first thing you will understand is that if I have to do this, I will have to dive, and you are not a diver, so you will know that I will have to find somebody who teaches me how to dive, who trains me that I can be for a longer period of time in the ocean, who will also teach you how can you roam around and also be stable enough to experience the coral. So this is exactly the same thing. How do you enter into deep inquiry? First, you have to know that you want to know. And then you will, when you know that you want to know, then things will come to you. Even you will make efforts. Now, for example, say you want a psychological degree, right? So you are not a psychologist from the beginning. You do not know the topic well. So what will you do? You will register yourself with the university who is going to teach the course. What other things you will do? That you want to really master this topic. Then you will go beyond what your teachers are teaching you. You will find the other resources. And you will have that eagerness that I have to know from the other resources as well. And when will you have that eagerness? Then those doors will open, from where you will gain the insights, from where you will gain the knowledge, and you will also know how you can experience on your own, because experience is beyond knowledge. Experience is much beyond what our senses can perceive. It's only we can know, the inner self will know. So gradually, from the resources available to the resources not available, those doors will open and you will enter from the way of knowledge to insights and to experiences. Here the crux, the very core is residing.
The roots.
The roots.
So do you think that people today are going towards the route of deep inquiry, or do you think that they're going away from deep inquiry?
See, first of all, we do not want to judge people because we are not really aware of their inner journey. We can see their outer journey.
No, I'm not talking in terms of judgment, but like,
Yeah.
say you've gone through
I'm
gone through so many researches, you've read so much. So do you think that there's a shift in that, or do you, so as we have experienced in our learning, it's just reused material, it's just reused knowledge. So do you think that there is a shift from the reused knowledge to like a proper direction towards the roots, or do you still feel like it's just...
Yeah. So, there are attributes to a seeker. So, who goes for deep inquiry? The seeker, who wants to know the depths, right? They are called seekers. So, how do you come to know, is this person a seeker or not? That person is a seeker when you find them in a fine tune, balanced, relaxed, patient. They are trusting. If you see these attributes in the people, then they are in a seeker mode. If you don't see that, they are not.
I find it to be very opposite, because if I want to talk about myself, if there's something that I need to know, then I'm rushing through all the material. I am not patient. I am not wanting to sit in one place. I just want to go to people, ask questions. I want to read through everything. So I am not patient. I am not balanced at all. I am just chaotic in terms of that.
So this rush shows that you just want information.
But what if that information is for the roots?
Yeah.
So then that is not information.
Listen, till it brings you to calmness, this rush is only showing that you want to gather information or knowledge. It's maybe it's not just information, it's knowledge. Knowledge is a little deeper than information. So maybe you have reached till that level, from information to knowledge. But still it is not a deep inquiry. Because deep inquiry makes you very stable. You are centered in yourself. You are unattached with circumstances, the situations, the people, the happenings around, and self-absorbed into the inquiry. Not self-absorbed in the sense that you are ignorant of what is going on, but absorbed in the inquiry. It comes out from your persona. People would exactly understand. It doesn't happen when you are chaotic. It doesn't happen when you are rushing. So, if you are rushing and you want to know, am I a seeker or not? You will
Whether
have the
I'm
answer.
rushing or not.
This is how you will understand. And then it will open your doors that, okay, I need to be steady enough. I need to be grounded. I need to be self-centered if I want to know something from the very depth.
But then how do I know that I want to know something?
You will know. That's a simple thing. See, you said I'm chaotic. You said I'm rushing. Then probably you are not a seeker. Probably you just want to know. And that's a surface.
But then how does one go beyond that?
Do meditations. Learn to quieten yourself. Learn to quieten your mind. Because your mind has a capacity to perceive to a very limited access, very limited knowledge of the universe. Only when your mind is quiet, only when your mind is open, then light enters in. Then light even illuminates from inside. So first of all, learn to be quiet. Learn to be with your own self. You can use journaling. Self-explore. Understand yourself very well first. Am I a seeker or am I not? Do I want to be a seeker or do I not want to be? If I want to be, then what is it that I want to know? Because understand this very well, that once you enter into seeker mode, you can never come out of it. It's like Abhimanyu ka wo सात चक्र वाला. You can enter on your own with your own क्या बोलते हैं, तुम अपनी मर्जी से अंदर जा सकते हो.
With your own will.
Yeah, but you cannot, because it's like you are inside and that's it.
Then the
The
doors are
only
shut.
way is, yeah, the बाहर का रास्ता is
The exit door is not there.
yeah, only you have to, and at the end of the tunnel there is a light, and once you reach the light, then the whole world opens before you.
Okay, let me just see if there's anything left for me to ask. So I just have like one last question to you. How does inquiry help us to break from the conditioning that we've gone through? So, say in 21 years of my life, I've heard a lot of things. It has conditioned me to perceive certain knowledge in certain way. So so when I'm going towards the route, how do I unlearn all of that and then learn not learn, so it's just how do I not force myself to understand that, okay, this is the conditioning that I've been through and this is not how it's supposed to be, and I will have to go through another whole route to understand the deep inquiry.
Good question. Before I address this question, I have to address one more thing. Your possibilities, your growth, your potential unleashment is only possible, and it's in the straight equation to how deep your inquiry is. Your growth is directly equated to the deep inquiry which you hold inside of you. But at the same time, you also have to understand that there are no shortcuts, there are no immediate solutions. If it is immediate solution, it definitely is not a deep inquiry. It's a lifelong process. But the deeper questions you hold, it's the holding of. So Newton, when he saw an apple falling from tree, and the only question he came up, that why this apple fell from the tree in the direction that is on the ground and didn't go anywhere else. It didn't go up, it didn't go sideways, it only came down.
So how and why?
How and why? It took him 20 years to come to the understanding that there is a element called gravity which pulls everything to the ground. Now, can you understand the growth possibilities just by holding and living to find that one answer? It doesn't mean that you leave whatever you are doing, but it's about holding that question so tight to your heart that it has to open the doors for the experiences, for the knowledge, for the insights that has to come to you. So if I give my example, the question which I am holding since last 35 years, maybe more than that, but I know 35, okay, I'm 57, that how energy and material objects, they influence each other. So the life's realities, whatever we see, are material world, right? So this material world takes shape. It changes its form every second minute, and it is happening because it is getting influenced by the energies. And whatever changes happen to material world, it influences energy again. So this is my deep question. This is inquiry. There are several other questions as well, but the more deeper your question is, more deeper your inquiry is. So ask life fundamental questions. Don't just ask life, and life will answer you. If you will knock on the right doors, ask life, ask your inner self. Your inner self knows everything. It's just you have to ask right questions at right moments to right people or to right
Guidance.
right guidance. Good, thank you. So now that brings me to your question. What was your question?
I forgot, but I have another question for you.
Go for it.
So earlier you said that when you're in deep inquiry, you in a very positive way get self-absorbed. But a lot of people also very negatively get self-absorbed. So how you describe to not be ignorant of what is happening around you. A lot of people start showing those traits that, okay, I want to know this, I don't care what is happening around me, I don't care what is happening in my family, my relations, the network that I have.
Wonderful question.
So how do you not let that happen?
Excellent question. Here the most important part is, what is your intent? What is your purpose? What you want to do when you get that answer? What you want to do with that answer?
So it might happen that you very unintentionally start doing it. Your objective is to not destruct what is around you, but construct. Somehow in the process it starts going on the negative side of the spectrum. And it's not even like realize that it's happening. So how do you not let that happen?
First of all, nothing happens unintentionally. It might happen that we do not know.
We don't realize.
We don't realize. It's deeply seated in ourselves. But it's never unintentional. So even if you understand that I am on this road, you have to first inquire why. There are three most important questions in life: why, what, and how. So first of all, why? Why am I having this inquiry? What do I want to do with it? And how will I spread it when I know the answer? What will I do of it? So that's the most important part. What are your intentions? What is your purpose? What will you do when you will have that fruit in your hand? Do you want to eat it on your own, or you want to share it to the world?
That's it. I am done with my questions.
Okay, what did you learn?
So that I need to be very conscious of what is happening around me, especially when I'm on this route, and how do I want to go on this route. I know that I want to, I just don't know how to. So I know now what I need to do so that I can go on this route.
Yeah, and do you want to be a seeker?
I guess so.
Great, good to know. Okay?
Yes. So I'm done I'll see you at home now.
Okay.